double of what it was just 2 years ago. Like the number of grants of funding in current time is more than double what it was just 2 years ago. Okay, so it's growing exponentially. Okay, and you probably know this, but in terms of the source of the funding, like how do we pay for all this? The biggest source of funding comes from the two biggest steel roles, which is flag and the PAC base. Okay, PAC and West US. So, like literally without the funding that comes from flag and PAC, we couldn't do any of this. It just wouldn't get done. And I just wanted you to know that, so when you like think about, okay, what's my part, what am I doing, like, yeah, that's what that means. Okay? Now, and that's something that you know, when you're out there talking to the public, realize that's what it is. And it's just a fact. Like, if we don't get these targets done, that means we're not enrolled, we're not funding the next 30 campaigns, etc. And of course, we have to do it, right? Good. So now one of these strategies that we're funding right now is the narconons. Okay, and I wanted to give you a bit more data and an overview on that, of like what does that actually mean, and because this is something new, right? We haven't done that. So, like, what is it going to take to put a new narconon there? Okay, well, what does it suffer us? First, we have to purchase it. Okay, then we have to renovate it. Then we have to get it recruited. Like staff have to fill up the narconon, right? Realize none of that is there right now. Okay, all the staff have to be at it. Okay, all the equipment, furniture, everything has to go in place. So this is like a massive undertaking, okay? And the deadline for getting all of that done is by October. All those narcons you saw, they have to be purchased, renovated, manned, trained, etc., all done by October. Okay? So that is why when the COCLO announced your quota, okay, that's why that has to be done by 20 June, okay? Because you know, this is a command strategy that has to get done. And to give you an idea on this, in 2003, the IAS sponsored the model for the International Narconon Headquarters at Arrowhead, right? Which that Narconon can hold 300 students at full capacity. Okay. So now, so you think that okay, we have, as you saw in the PowerPoint, we have 210 million drug users internationally. So if Arrowhead can take 300 people at a time, what's the ratio? Okay, if we want to clear this planet, how many narcons do we need? Right, like thousands or tens of thousands. So it's not enough just to have one major narcon in the world. And that's why COP announced in March 18th, Patrons Forum, he said, okay, we now have to go the next step. We have to put the continental model narconons there. Because they have two purposes. One, they're a model narconon where you can bring officials, opinion leaders, and really showcase the tech. Like you can take, you know, a senator from the government or an ambassador and say, hey, this is what narconon can do, right? And he goes, oh my God, I need this for my country. Okay, so that's one purpose. The second purpose is to actually expand the narconon network and establish new narconons in that continental zone. And in that way, it's going to, you know, exponentially expand. And that's how we're going to handle the drug problem on this planet. You get it? Yeah. Okay, good. So now what's your part in all of this? Okay, well, that target that the COCLO announced tonight, that is the estimation of what it's going to take for us to fund everything that the grants has talked about and the narconons on top of that. And for PAC and West US specifically, we have the celeb narconon. Okay, and in many ways that is the most strategic of all of them. Okay? Why do you think that is? Well, exactly. Who's going to go there, right? Like, you know, people like Lindsay Lohan and all these people you see in the press every day and who've never gotten off drugs and who have the potential to influence the whole planet. Okay? So that is the importance of that narconon. And you know, this has to get done on top of everything else that we are already doing as the IAS. So here, you know, we at IAS administrations, we know that when PAC decides to get something done, you get it done, right? Yeah. I mean, look at Portland. I mean, that was impossible. Like 2 weeks ago, it was like, oh my God, how is that going to happen? Well, it got done, okay, because enough people decided that's it, it's going down, this is what's expected from command, and there's just no other way. And it got done, right?
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, like, opening these narconons is complete and utter command attention, and we're going to get it done, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So one last thing I wanted to tell you is that, just tying back into Portland, how we started tonight, that you will obviously see the full presentation from COB. I'm sure it's going to be released soon, right? You will see his whole speech and what he said there. But realize that the whole spirit of Portland and the Blue Crusade has everything to do with the IAS. That really, the IAS was formed in October of the previous year, but that was when the IAS for real was born. Like, that's when people for the first time came together from all over the world, and they came to Portland, and it was like, okay, it was do or die. It was like, we have to persevere, we have to win. And that's why we won, and that was the beginning of the IAS in that sense, and I just wanted to tell you that because that's why the Portland has everything to do with the IAS, and everything we're doing now, like the CEO said, in terms of all the other battles we're fighting, that is the legacy of Portland, and that is why the mission we now have in terms of pushing forward the IAS targets are so important, because we're no longer just defending and protecting Scientology. No, we're expanding into whole new realms and making possible everything that's now rolling forward. So that's what you're making possible with this target attainment. And we at ISA are here to help you in any way you need. If anything you need, any tools, we're there to provide it for you. And in fact, there's 2 new tools that you're going to be getting very soon. One is a new video that showcases the narconons. The second is a new, updated, brand new IAS-sponsored ideal org video. Remember the one we released 3 years ago?
Yeah.
So it's like the first one. Okay, so we're updating that. That's going to be rolling off the line soon, and that's going to be a tool for you to use to make this target. Okay, so I want to finally leave you with a quote from, this is from the chairman of the board from the maiden voyage event in 2012, and I wanted to leave you with this because that kind of gives you the viewpoint of how we're going to approach this and how this target is going to get done. And COB said the following. He said, "You don't clear a planet with business as usual. You do it with a dash of the daring, a touch of defiance, and with unparalleled passion. Above all, you do it with a wholehearted and phenomenal commitment to the IAS." All right, let's give a hand for Ray.